The streets are lit up, and nobody predicted this, Manus. 50 Cent just unleashed tapes that have Rick Ross on the brink of blowing. This isn't your typical rap rivalry. This is all-out warfare. We've got the exclusive details on how these fiery recordings leaked, and once you hear what's on them, you'll see why Ross is spiraling. 50 didn't just make a move. He shattered the game. Now it's total chaos, and the aftermath is just starting. Carl, listen up. 50 Cent has been plotting in the shadows, and now it all clicks. When Ross came at him with that Officer Ricky jab back in 2009, everyone thought it was just another rap feud. But 50, he was playing a different game of chess while they were stuck on checkers. While Ross was out here showing off Wingstop deals and luxury rides, 50 kept quiet, watching and collecting evidence. Then just when Ross thought he was untouchable, bragging about his new checker joint and feeling on top, boom, 50 hits back. If you've been watching his Instagram, those cryptic posts about fake flexing or just a setup, then out of nowhere on some random Tuesday, 50 drops that tape. No caption, no explanation, is pure chaos. That clip exploded online like a bomb, and the entire gang went up in flames. The second 50 dropped that tape, the whole industry went into meltdown. X called emergency meetings. PR teams went into overdrive, and anyone connected to Ross or Diddy disappeared off the radar. This wasn't just a diss. This was a strategic strike. 50 waited until Ross thought he was untouchable, and then hit hard. Ross was in the middle of a meeting when his phone blew up. At first he shrugged it off, thinking it was just another one of 50's jokes, until he saw the video. That's when the game changed. And the word on the block was that was just the start. 50's been holding on to this for years, biding his time for the perfect moment to unleash it. Now everyone's asking what else he has up his sleeve. If this is the opening move, the rest could be way worse. All those times Ross swore he never did business with certain people. These tapes shatter that illusion with 50 drop receipts that expose Ross in shady dealings with Diddy. This isn't just casual interactions. It's full-blown exposure. There's even audio of Ross bragging about under-the-table deals with up-and-coming artists, proving this wasn't a one-off. Industry insiders are saying this kind of footage could end someone's career. What's really got people rattled is how it connects to long-running rumors about Ross' early days. These tapes tell a whole new story, one that completely flips everything Ross has been claiming for years. The industry is stunned. Executives say watching those tapes felt like watching a career implode in real time. Ross' team scrambled into emergency meetings, wondering how many more bombs 50 had waiting to drop. With Ross pushing new business deals and Diddy dealing with his own problems, the timing couldn't be worse. These clips aren't just causing drama, they're threatening Ross' brand partnerships and his entire reputation. Every time Ross denies it, more footage comes out, making things worse. And once he saw what 50 leaked, the situation went from bad to catastrophic. When those 3 a.m. notifications came through, no one was prepared. Ross lost it, going off in a 15-minute Instagram rant filled with threats that sent his PR team into a panic. He wasn't denying the tapes anymore. He was threatening 50's life, looking exhausted and out of control. Everything unraveled quickly. He sent voice memos telling people not to share the video, dropped old skeletons, and even went live, airing out names and addresses, including 50's and his family's. That's when people started distancing themselves. His team rushed to put out statements, but Ross kept undermining them, leaving even his closest allies begging him to log off before he destroyed everything. Desperation hit hard and fast. Ross' team tried using copyright claims to wipe the tapes off the internet, but 50 had already flooded every corner of it. Ross even offered millions to find out who filmed him. By morning, his Instagram was restricted for violations, so he went rogue, making burner accounts and getting even more reckless. His lawyers were panicking. Business partners started distancing themselves, but Ross kept spiraling, dragging other artists into the mess, exposing unpaid collaborations and fake streaming numbers. It was like watching him set his own empire on fire. The industry split. Some sided with 50, while others tried to defend Ross, but his erratic behavior made it impossible for anyone to stay loyal for long.
I 100% agree. Like, let's let this play out in the legal realm. If you ever get Ariel on your show, I'd love to talk with her and have this conversation if she's willing to do it publicly, because I still don't understand what her role is in all this. You know, and I've heard at times broker, I've heard at times advocate for victim. And I don't want to judge what she's doing or not doing. I'd love to just have a conversation about it, because I personally don't get it, right? This is a very sensitive thing. Again, if this gets turned over to the feds and the feds bring claims and this is outed, that's a totally different story. But the feds do what they're going to do. Like what we talked about months ago on your show, right? When this first went down, we knew when hard drives were seized and things happened that, look, they're going to build a case. They're going to build a case that they think they can prosecute. It's not for us to speculate what's there or what's not. But to say, you know, you have tangible evidence of something on camera that you've seen and that it's being sold in order to protect someone,
to avoid being publicly named, which is what even the lawyers are now admitting. It all feels really dirty and shady, man.
The only person that makes sense that could buy this is the victim, right? If the victim says, I don't want this to come out. Yes, it was consensual, but I don't want it to come out. I didn't know I was being recorded. Give it to that person.
Right, I guess, but you're right, because then they can actually own it. Maybe there is a version of this, so that's what Ariel's trying to allude to. You'll own it, and no other network's going to be able to buy it or show it if you own it and haven't given permission. I guess, is that maybe part of what they're trying to do here, in that the celebrity who buys it can actually then control it just from a clearance standpoint?
Yeah, I mean, look, it still raises some legal concerns, right? Because let me say it this way. If this was a transaction, if this is a business transaction wherein the victim is then acquiring the exclusive rights to this tape or tapes, and that the person who recorded it is avowing that they will not use it, I don't know where that leaves P. Diddy and the feds, right? But they have an independent right to bring this stuff to light if it gets prosecuted. But my point is, if you're transferring legal rights of this consensual or non-consensually recorded tape to the victim, I think that's a better position to be in. But then the question is this person even in a position to be able to buy the tape, right? Are they a high-level celebrity? Like, who are they? We can assume that they're celebrities with millions and millions of dollars to expend on something like this. Just raises a lot of questions.
When the chaos erupted, the industry's true colors came out. Meek Mill liked 50's posts. Artists quietly unfollowed Ross, and collaborations started disappearing without explanation. DJ Khaled stayed silent. French Montana posted about karma and the future and shared many memes on his story. Even Drake dropped a cryptic line about loyalty, leaving fans speculating. The message couldn't have been clearer. Ross was losing support and fast. Label execs went into full panic mode, canceling joint meetings and pulling artists from collaborative lineups. Subio stopped booking Ross and 50's affiliates together, and festivals quietly rearranged their sets. The tension was palpable, and it was clear this wasn't about loyalty, it was all business. When 50 teased even more tapes, the anxiety grew with rumors swirling that it was starting to feel like a new East versus West rivalry. What began as another round in the 50 versus Ross saga has now sent shock waves through the entire industry. Artists are second-guessing every move, hesitant to pull out phones or speak openly, knowing 50 could have more tapes ready to drop. If he's been sitting on footage for 14 years, what else is lurking in the shadows? This isn't just about Ross and Diddy anymore. It's a wake-up call for everyone. In today's digital age, your past can never stay hidden. Now the real question is who's next?